All right. Hey, everybody. Rob here for our BSPU call. Today is going to be A to Z dive into my free plus shipping book funnel. So let's go ahead without further ado. Let's dive right in. So these are my ClickFunnels stats from my free plus shipping book funnel, which most of you know what that is. Most of you have become my clients because of it. Not all of you, but certainly some of you, probably most if you're new clients. And these are what the numbers look like. So far for the month of January, this is up to the 29th, as you can see. This funnel has done $38,101.55. Let me give you some of the more full stats. This is both the physical version of the book. You may remember earlier in the month, I had a big problem with Amazon. Amazon was 2 weeks behind, and we had sold out of books with my fulfillment company. So what we did is we failed forward fast. We transitioned into just selling the digital version of the book to see if we could do that. So we sold 859 softcover versions. We sold 237 digital version of the book for the same price, $7.95. And I'll tell you what the outcome of that is because we've learned some things. So total numbers, $38,101. Here's what it amounts to. We've had 4,705 people opt in, give me their name, email address, and shipping information. We've had 1,096 buyers of the book. That's 1,096 people that actually pulled their wallet out, put their credit card information in, and bought at least the $7.95 digital version or the $7.95 soft cover version that was shipped to them. We've had 171 applications or appointments from that, and I'll walk through the whole funnel with you, so don't worry about that. And from that, we've produced so far this month $429,200 in sales to Bestseller Publishing. As you know, my goal here is not to sell $1 million or 1 million books. My goal is to get the book into the right hands so that I can help those clients with additional services like yourself. Those services being ghostwriting, publishing, book launch, media and PR, etc. Coaching, mastermind, all of that. And that's where our high ticket sales come from of $429,000 in the month of January. Okay. So let me give you details on where all this came from. 38,000. And here's the cool thing about this kind of funnel. These are the Facebook ads. And this is the month of January. You can see the exact same date range, January 1st to January 29th. So I have spent with Facebook and Instagram $38,281. Now, as you can see, that's almost exactly the amount of money that I've brought in. So what does that mean? Well, that means that the 4,705 email addresses and shipping addresses, the 1,096 buyers, and the 171 applications that I've received have basically come to me for free because I've put $1 into Facebook marketing and I've gotten $1 out the same day, right? Immediately. This is transacting every single day on a daily basis. Now, before I move on to the various points of the funnel and go through all those details with you, it's important to maybe tell you a little bit about what I've learned. You can see some of these ads, like this is our best ad, 462 purchases from that ad, 10,000 video views, and that's full video views, 11,000 people watch 75% of the video. This is a lot of people that are being branded to my message, right? But that ad is actually turned off. Why? Well, because as you may or may not remember, we had an issue with Amazon printing enough books. We were 1,000 books behind. I had 2,000 books on back order with Amazon. So what we decided to do was focus instead on the physical book and shipping it to people, we focused on the digital book. Here's what I learned. What I learned is I still want the physical book in people's hands. However, what I want to focus on because of shipping problems to the rest of the world is I'm going to focus on North America. So we're going to be running ads and traffic to the United States and Canada for only the soft cover version for $7.95. Most of my clients, not all, but most do come from North America. And because it's easier for me shipping in North America, I want to get the physical version of this book into as many hands as possible. However, we found that we've been able to profitably market the book at $7.95, just the digital version overseas. I mean, we have sales all over South America, Africa, Asia, Australia, etc., for the digital version of the book. And we want to continue doing that. So I'm going to run two different ad sets. One is going to be an ad set for the softcover version of the book. The book is going to be free. The ads will say it's free. However, they're going to have to pay a shipping charge as we're going to physically ship this book to people in North America. Everybody else outside of North America, and we have a lot of opportunity outside North America, we're going to give the opportunity to buy the digital book and come into the funnel. And then that way they get immediate access to the book. However, we will not be shipping a physical version of the book to them. That is preferable to me because most of our complaints or most of the shipping issues that we have are outside of the United States. So this gives me an even broader range. Now, with that said, 171 applications that we got last month and $429,000 in sales in the month of January. And we may still even hit close to 500,000 because we have a number of people that are, saying they're going to be coming on in the next couple of days. But what we found is that, we're close to capacity, meaning that, basically two author development coaches, David and Austin, to handle all of these calls. And so not only are they handling all the calls, but I want all of the buyers called. So the 1,096 people that bought a book, I want in their free time, as if they have any, right? I want somebody from Bestseller Publishing to touch those people because those are people that have shown an incredible amount of interest in us by actually pulling out their credit card and buying this, right? I want them to be touched. Now, that means that even though I could scale this significantly, I can bring in many, many more sales and leads. We may not have the capacity to handle that many phone calls. So we have to consider adding staff and that kind of thing, which obviously we can do. That's a very good problem to have, right? That's definitely a first world issue. So again, the numbers, $38,200 spent on Facebook ads, brought in $38,101, which basically means that my funnel is breaking even, which is fantastic because it means that all of my leads are free. And instead of me spending thousands of dollars a day out of pocket to generate leads, I'm spending nothing and I can generate as many leads as I want for my team. It is now inexhaustible in one sense. So that is exactly the place that you want to be with your funnel. Okay, so those are the stats for the month of January. One last time, 4,705 email opt-ins, 1,096 buyers, 171 applications, basically a break even, 38,000 spent, 38,000 brought in, and overall $429,200 in sales with maybe another 40, 50, 60,000 to come in over the next couple of days. Now, how have we done that? Well, here's what the funnel looks like. If you haven't seen it, I want to go through every detail with you and spend a few minutes because honestly, you should model your funnel after this. This is working and doesn't mean that you need to do it exactly this way. You can and should do something simpler if you don't have all of the materials that I have that I was able to sell. This is the first page, which of course is a video. This video is about, I think it's 8 or 9 minutes long. By the way, I'm going to give you all these links, so don't worry about the links. This video is a video that you should model because it creates interest right out of the gate. It gives social proof. There's a testimonial video from Russell Brunson and others that are integrated into it. It's something that you should use. Someone will put in, the first part is to put in their name, email address, and shipping information before they ever put in their credit card. Now, I'm going to show you what the next page looks like because the next page is the order form bump, and I'll share with you what that is in just a minute. Here are videos, testimonial videos from successful clients. These are what some people said on Amazon when the book was launched, as far as the actual reviews of the book. I went through, this is something that you should do as well. I literally went through every single page and I pulled out really cool tidbits of information, on page, this isn't even, page 1 yet. The advice this shark, Kevin Harrington of Shark Tank, got from Richard Branson that earns him an extra $1 million per year. All of these things are teasers to get people interested in the book. Now, they're all true. The way that you write what is in the book will get people to take action if they ever get to this part. Some of them may see the video and immediately get started, but you want the rest of this. These are all videos with people holding up the book, giving me a testimonial about the book itself and what the book has meant to them and how it's helped them, etc. I've talked about how you need to do that for yourself as well by going to your current clients, past clients, friends, sphere of influence, etc. These are some various professional videos of testimonials from people. And then, of course, the close, which is this is time is of the essence. This is a limited time offer, etc., which is completely true because I don't know how long we'll be running this funnel in its present state. I'm already working on my next funnel and what that looks like. And ideally, I'm going to run these things together. Russell Brunson's most successful funnel is still his first one, the .com Secrets book. Okay, so that is page number 1 of the funnel. Now, when somebody puts in this information and clicks special offer, click here, this is what they go to. It's the exact same page, right? But now that page itself has a little bit more testimonials. This is the same exact video that they saw on the first page, and they get an opportunity to bump their order if they wish. So I give 2 options. One is the $7.95 publish, promote, profit. The other is, I call it the best deal, which is the digital version of publish, promote, profit, plus the black book bundle, 3 unadvertised digital workbooks. Now, I got to be honest with you, this converts at about 10 to 15%, but I don't even say what these unadvertised digital workbooks are. I probably could do a much better job really describing what they're getting because they're getting something really cool. I could show it to you, but it's 75-page workbook of publish, promote, profit that people can go through to create their book, to create their marketing plan, etc. From there, someone puts their credit card information in, and we have one more bump on the page. Yes, Rob, upgrade my order, one-time offer, only $37, and this is the Kickstarter program, okay? So when someone decides, yes, I want this, then boom, it raises the value, right, up. If they say, well, I want this one too, I want the best deal, so boom, it raises the value of both of those things, and they put their credit card information and they click send my book now. Okay. From there, they get one-time offer number 1 or OTO number 1. Now, what is OTO number 1? One-time offer number 1 is basically the audio version of the book because everyone wants the audio version. People want to be listening to the book as they're driving or as they're working out, etc. So having an audio version of the book as your first upsell is a great upsell. However, I want to charge more than Audible would charge. Audible, if I had my book on Audible, might be $11 or $7 or something in that range. I want to charge more than that, so I need to make it more enticing. So another video, 2 or 3 minutes. Again, I'm going to give you the links to this stuff, so don't worry about it. You can get the link and watch the video later, but get Publish, Promote, Profit audiobook and get these 6 other courses for free. Special offer only for new members. This is $47. So I want $47 instead of $11 or $12 for the audio version. So I have to make it more enticing by giving 6 courses out, which is something that I did. So how did I do that? Well, what I did, I do these 2-day events called the $1 Million Author Summit. Some of you have come to it, perhaps. That 2-day event, I teach literally for 2 full days, and I give really great content on publish, promote, and profit. And I do kind of publish 1 and 2, promote 1 and 2, and profit 1 and 2. And all of that has been professionally recorded. And so I took all of those recordings and I created 6 courses from those recordings. Course number 1 called The Foundation. Course number 2 called The Master Writing Process. Course number 3, The Bestseller Launch. Course 4, Press Release Secrets. Course 5, The Magic of PR and Media. Course 6, Book Profit Secrets. And then there's, of course, more information and overall what the value of these would be if I sold it on their own. Total value $1,982. Get started today for $47. Here's the cool thing. About 20% of all the people that get the book for $7.95 get this for $47. So 1 out of 5 people will upsell and add an additional $47, which costs me nothing. This is something I created one time, and now people can buy into it with this one-time offer for $47. Every single day, people are doing this. Okay. Now, after that, whether they get this one-time offer or not, they get special offer number two. Special offer number two is what we call our BSP University or the BSPU archives and 1 year of coaching. So what I say is, how would you like to get live coaching calls like this call Tuesday? Some of you perhaps did this on your book marketing, your media from Rob and the BSP team for only 81 cents a day. There's another 2-minute video explaining all of it. Besides the live coaching calls, I give the last 2 years, because I've been doing these calls for 2 years, I give the archives, which we categorized, we broke down 56 content pack modules on everything from creating a great hook to creating compelling content to the things that hold you back, you name it, a $3,278 value. You get 12-month access to it at a 90% discount, one payment of $297. If they leave the page without getting it, then the downsell is 3 payments of 97. So in essence, it's still the same amount of money, but we say, hey, you don't want to pay the full 297 today. I understand that. Then we'll do it at $97 in 3 payments, and we'll break it down for you so that you get it. Okay. Now, about 3 to 4% of all of the buyers will take this upgrade. So 4 out of 100 people that get the book will take this upgrade of $297. To give you an idea, that means I had a 1,100, but let's call it 1,000 for even numbers. I had 1,000 buyers, which meant about 40 people took this option. 40. So what's 40 times 297? That's $11,888. So I made an additional $12,000 last month just because I had this option in there of people joining me for the live coaching calls, which I'm already doing, right? For you, why not let them join as well? I can do this for thousands of people. And so there's no additional work for me. There's no additional work for my staff, etc. It's just people join the calls, and I created an archive, which took me time. I mean, there's a lot of work to create the archive and really build it out, but I create that and give them access to it for 1 year. Okay. And of course, there's a full breakdown of what that looks like. This is the final offer, so to speak. This is special offer number two, or OTO number two. When somebody chooses this or not, right? Yes, upgrade my order, or no thanks, I don't want live coaching from Rob and his team at this huge discount. This is the last page they go to. And the last page is, thank you for ordering. Your first training begins now. How to launch your book to bestseller and get real TV, radio, and media in the next 30 days. And this is a 45-minute video of me explaining our full process at Bestseller Publishing. And right below it is a free strategy session application with one of our coaches. So how did we get 171 applications, right? Full applications. Well, the last page, as well as a page in the membership area, as well as my email autoresponder sequence, will continue to say, hey, look, whether you've gotten the book and read it or not, maybe you want to have a call and talk about how BSP can help you with what your goals are. Let me tell you, I am the kind of buyer, and maybe you are or not, I don't know, but I am the kind of buyer that wants to ascend quickly. So when I see something that I think resonates with me and I buy it, I oftentimes don't even need to read it to know I want to go right to talk to somebody and see if it's a fit for me to get them to do what I want done. And so I am appealing to the 10, 15, 20 people that would rather, even than reading this, would rather get on the phone right away and say, look, you guys are the real deal. You're doing it. You're eating your own cooking, so to speak, and I want you guys to do the work for me. I want to work with you. Sometimes they read the book and then they fill out the application. Doesn't matter. We want ultimately to get people to fill out a strategy session application and have a call with one of our author development coaches, because those calls are where the consultative sales process happens, and that's where people become clients of Bestseller Publishing. So again, those are the steps. Let me go through it one last time. Page number one, where someone puts their initial information in. As I said, 4,705 people filled this out completely. Page number two is where they put their credit card information. 1,096 people actually went through and went ahead and purchased and bought at least the $795. Then one-time offer number one is $47, which about 20% take this. One-time offer number two, which is $297, about 4% take this. And then finally, an application to have a conversation with an author development coach, about 171 from last month or in the last 29 days did that. And that's where our $429,000 in sales came from. That is the full funnel. Those are the numbers. That's what it all looks like. And this is something that in almost any high ticket business, and I say almost any because maybe there's some out there that this wouldn't work for, but I can't think of any that this type of process would not work for to find your ideal client.